Hello my loves, Tony here from TL Yarn Crafts and welcome back. Now no one loves a granny stripe more than I do, but even I can get a little bit sick of it. So today I'm sharing 5 stitches I reach for when it's time to switch it up. Now if you're down to stitch with me today, go ahead and like this video and then mosey on over to that subscribe button to join the TLYC family. And we can't pick up our hooks without giving some love to our Cup of Caffeine sponsor. And today's Cup of Caffeine comes from our friend Brittany. When donating, Brittany said, "I've been crocheting for a while, but always felt on the outside because I wasn't comfortable with sweaters or anything bigger than a hat. Thanks to you, I'm starting my first sweater. I can't thank you enough for your positivity and your videos." Brittany, you were a crocheter from the moment you picked up a hook, but I'm so excited to invite you to the Garment Club. Welcome, sweetheart. Now, if you like my videos and want to support my channel, buy me a coffee. Who knows, I might shout you out in the next one. Now, let's talk crochet stitches. For this video, I'm using Lion Brand's Lazy Days yarn and a 5.5mm crochet hook throughout. The first stitch we'll look at is called Checkerboard, and I'm going to show you how to do it in a 1-row repeat. To start this stitch, we'll chain a multiple of 3 plus 2. From here, we're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. This loop on the hook does not count as a stitch. We'll count down 1, 2, 3, 4, and place a double crochet in that chain. I do like to crochet in the back bump of the chain, but you can crochet in whatever loop you like. From here, we're going to double crochet in the next chain as well. Now we're going to chain 1, skip 1 chain, double crochet in the following, as well as the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that across the row. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1 and 2. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in each of the next 2, which in our case are going to be the last 2 here. Here's 1. One more. Come on. And there's 2. And that's what it looks like at the end of the first row. This is a 1-row repeat, so let's move into row 2, which is what we're going to repeat for the remainder of this stitch. Chain 3, 2, 3, turn your work. And now we're going to place 2 double crochet in the next space, which is here. So we're going to skip these first 2 double crochets. 2 double crochets go into the space. Here's 1 and 2. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the next space. There's 1 and 2. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the next space. There's 1 and 2. Chain 1, and now I'm at the end of my row. I'm going to skip these 2 double crochets and place 2 double crochets in the turning chain space here. There's 1 and 2. Let's do one more row together. Starts with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. Skip those first 2 double crochets here. Place 2 double crochets in the space. There's 1 and 2. Follow that with a chain 1. Skip the next 2 doubles. Place 2 doubles in the space. There's 1 and 2. Repeat that across. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the space. Chain 1. And for your last group of doubles, you put it in the turning chain space right here. So 2 doubles go here. 1 and 2. Repeat that last row to your desired length, and that is the checkerboard stitch. Next, we'll look at the interlocking block stitch, which makes these lovely little nests of color. So for this stitch, we will need 3 different colors. I did my foundation single crochets with my first color, and now I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to turn my work, and now I'm going to skip the next 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, I'll skip, and then double crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to repeat that across. So chain 3, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, double in the next 3. There's 1, here's 2, and 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, double in the next 3, which in my case will be my last 3. And I do want to change color on my last stitch. There's 2 and 3. I'll complete that double crochet until I have 2 loops left. I'll drop my current color and grab my next color. I think we're going to go with this really pretty green. Yarn over, pull through my last 2 loops with that new color. So my old color is still attached, but I am set up to use my new color. Now from here, I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn my work. Now I want to double crochet in each of these 3 skipped stitches down here. That's why I like to do this stitch with foundation single crochets. It just makes this base a little bit more stable for me to work into for my second row. So I'm going to skip these 3 doubles and double crochet in these 3 singles that were skipped, working around this chain here. So here's how we'll do it. We'll insert in the front and grab the yarn in the back, pull up a nice tall loop, complete that double crochet. There's 1. We'll go down and get the next one right here. Tall loop coming up. There's 2. 1 more. Go down and get that stitch, pull up a nice tall loop, and complete the double crochet. From here, we're going to chain 3, skip 3. So skip these 3 doubles right here, and then double in these 3 skipped stitches down here. So there's 1, pulling up a nice tall loop. Here's 2, and 3. Chain 3. And now we're going to double crochet in these last 3 stitches. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, here we go. 1, making sure you're still pulling up those tall loops. 2, and this last stitch is kind of going to cover this brown down here. So let's go down and grab that last stitch. And also on this stitch, we need to change color. So I'm going to drop my green, still attached to my work, and I'm going to grab this lighter tan color and pull through. Now from here, we're going to repeat that last row, just changing color each row. So chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to turn my work, skip these first 3 doubles, and then double crochet in these 3 skip stitches. So before they were foundation single crochets, now they are double crochets. Doesn't matter, we're still going to double crochet under the top 2 loops of that stitch, still making sure we pull up nice tall loops throughout. Keeping loose tension is really going to help this stitch look lovely and make sure it's nice and even. Chain 3, skip 3, double in the 3 that were skipped previously. 1, 2, and 3. Pulling up nice tall loops. Chain 3. Now we're at our last group of stitches here. Making sure you just kind of open the work up. If these stitches get covered up, you can just kind of move them out the way. Find the top 2 loops of that first skipped stitch for 1. Gonna find the second one for 2. And 1 more right here for 3. And we're changing color. So we're gonna drop our light tan and we need to grab this brown. It is already attached to our work. I'm gonna give it a little tug to tighten up this stitch it's attached to, yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops to change my color. Let's do 1 more repeat together. Then I'll show you how we do this last row to close things up and give us a nice clean edge at the top. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn your work. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, double in these skipped stitches here. Pulling up nice tall loops, keeping that nice soft tension. There's 2, and 3. Chain 3, skip 3, double in these stitches below. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3, and double in these skipped stitches here. Here's 1. Here's 2. Just going to give this a tug. There we go. And double in that last stitch there. Now I'm going to complete my stitch because I'm not going to change color again. And once you've decided that you're ready to stop, of course, just work that 1 row repeat to the length that you want. And once you've decided you're ready to stop, you can actually fasten off your other 2 colors. So I'm going to keep this brown, but I'm going to fasten off my green and my light tan. And for this last row here, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and instead of skipping these stitches, we're going to single crochet in each of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then double crochet in the skip stitches down here, pulling up nice tall loops still. 1, 2, and 3. Single in the next 3 doubles. There's 1, 2, and 3, and then double in the skipped stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Single in these doubles. 1, 2, 3. And to finish things up, we're going to double in these skipped stitches. Where'd she go? There she is. There's 1. Here's 2. And the last one here makes 3. And there we go. So now we have a nice clean edge at the top, and we have all of those beautiful stitches. I just love this one so much. It's just so playful and so fun. So have some fun with your colors with this one. Next, we have the Clever Cluster, which is a 2 row repeat that alternates rows of single crochet and these pretty little clusters. Once you've made your chain for your Clever Clusters, you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Remember, this loop on our hook does not count as a stitch, so this is the first chain from our hook, and this is the second chain from our hook. Once again, I'm going to rotate the chain towards me to work in the back bumps, but that is not something that you have to do. It is just my personal preference. Single crochet in that second chain from the hook, as well as the following chain. Now we're going to chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. And we're going to repeat that across to our last 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. Oh, chain's getting a little twisted here. Come on now. So skip this one, single in this one. Chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, and now we have 2 chains left, and we're going to single crochet in each of those. Here's 1 and 2. Helps to have some nails. They come in handy. Alrighty, moving on to row 2, we're going to start with a chain 3, 2, 3, which counts as our first double crochet plus a chain 1. Now we're going to turn our work. We're going to skip these 2 single crochets here, so the one that's here at the base of our chain, as well as that next single crochet. We're going to work in this chain space here and place a cluster. And here's how we'll make our clusters. Yarn over the hook, pull up a loop in the space, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we're going to do that 3 times. So that was 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2 times, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 3 times. So you should have 4 loops on your hook before you complete your cluster. Yarn over, pull through, and then chain 1. Skip the next stitch. Working into the space, we're going to place a cluster. So pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. For 2, yarn over, pull up a loop. For 3, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, followed by a chain 1. Don't forget that chain 1. We need that for sure. Skip the next single crochet. Working into the next space, we put a cluster. There's 1 time. Here's 2 and 3. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, followed by a chain 1. Again together, in the space, we place a cluster. Easy peasy. Make sure you're pulling up nice tall loops. Makes it easier to complete those clusters and ultimately to pull through all those loops. Chain 1. Oh, chain 1. And we do have 1 more space to work. So this is the space before those 2 singles at the end of this row. So in that space, we place a cluster. There's 1. Here's 2. 1 more time for 3. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. We're going to follow that with a chain 1. We're going to skip 1 of our single crochets, and then we're going to double crochet in this last stitch here. And there we go. So that is our first row of clusters. Let's move on. In this next row here, we're going to focus just on single crochets. So chain 1, turn your work. We're going to single crochet in the stitch that's here at the base of the chain. So in the top of this double crochet, we're going to place a single crochet. And then we're going to place a single crochet in this chain space right here, just like that. Next, you're going to chain 1, skip the cluster, and single crochet in the space between clusters. Chain 1, single in the next space. Chain 1, single in the next space. Chain 1, single in the next space. Chain 1. Now we're towards the end of the row. We're going to single crochet in this next space here. And then single crochet in the second chain of this turning chain. So counting from the bottom, 1, 2. So I'm going to single crochet in this chain right here. Fabulous. So this is definitely a stitch where you have to put a bit of fabric on it before it starts to look like anything. So let's do a couple more rows together. So we're going to repeat rows 2 and 3, so our cluster row and our single crochet row to our desired length. So with a cluster row repeat, we begin with a chain 3, turn our work. We're going to skip the stitch here at the base of the chain, as well as that next single crochet. We're looking for this space here, right above this previous cluster, because our clusters are going to be stacked, one on top of the other. So we've got this space, and guess what goes there? A cluster. There's 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1. Find the next space above the next cluster and place a cluster there. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, followed by a chain 1. Do not forget that chain 1. Skip the single crochet, find the next space. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times. Yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, and continue that for each space. Put a pretty little cluster. There we go. Chain 1. One more time in this row. We've got a cluster going into the space. And pull through. Don't forget that chain 1. Now we're going to skip the next single crochet right here and place a double crochet in the last single right here, making sure we get under both of these loops. Yarn over and complete your double crochet in that last stitch. So that completes row 2. Row 3 starts with a chain 1, turn, single in this stitch here, so that double right at the base of the chain, as well as in the space. So right there, single goes there as well. Now we're going to chain 1, skip the cluster, single in the space between. Chain 1, single in the next space, chain 1, single in the next space, chain 1, single in the next space, and chain 1. Now we're at the end of the row. Remember, we'll put a single crochet in the turning chain space and another single crochet in the second of the 3 chains of our turning chain. So if we count from the bottom, here's 1 and 2. You can tell from these little V's here that this is our first chain and this is our second chain. So I'm just going to go right into that chain, catching 2 of those loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 to complete your single crochet. So you're just going to repeat those 2 rows, but if I bring it a little bit closer, you can see that we have those lovely clusters separated by those single crochets. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, here's how it looks on a larger scale. Beautiful. I love it. Next, let's check out the granny spike stitch. Now this one might be my favorite, just don't tell the others. The granny spike stitch also requires 3 colors. I'm starting with this blue, and I also have my deep tan and my purple. So after making your chains, you're gonna put 3 double crochet in the 6th chain from the hook. So remember, this loop on the hook does not count as a chain. So our first chain is here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once again, I'm gonna rotate my chain to work in the back bump. And I'm going to put 3 double crochet into this stitch. Here's 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 doubles in this next stitch here. There's 1 double, 2, and 3. Chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 doubles in this next stitch here. Oop, don't lose it. 1, 2, 3 skipped, 3 doubles go right here. Now we're going to chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this last stitch here, we're just going to put 2 double crochets, just like this, 1 and 2, and on the last stitch, we do need to change color. We will change color each row in this stitch. Yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops with your new color. Next, chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to begin working our spike stitches. So we're going to skip these first 2 double crochets right here, just pulling that to get it all lined up. So we're going to skip these 2 stitches, and we're going to work into this space. We're going to put a double crochet here, and then we need to put a spike stitch in the second of the 3 skipped chains. So here's 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a double crochet right here. Working around this chain, we're going to grab that stitch, pull up a nice tall loop, and complete our double crochet. And then in that same space, so not in this stitch that we worked our spike stitch into, but in this space right after it, we're going to put a double crochet. And it should look a bit like that. Now we're going to chain 1, skip these 3 doubles, and work that same group of stitches into this space. So remember, it was a double crochet, a spike stitch, so working down into the center chain that was skipped here, around this chain, pulling up a nice tall loop, which we should have some good practice at, and then a double crochet in this space. So this is a stitch that this previous stitch was worked into. We're going to go into the following space here. So still down into that chain space, followed by a chain 1. Skipping this cluster here, going into the next space, we'll do a double, a spike stitch, so grabbing that second unworked chain, pulling up a nice tall loop and completing the double crochet, and putting another double into that chain space. Follow that with a chain 1, and we're going to put 2 double crochets into the turning chain space right here. So we're not going to try and get into any stitches, just 2 doubles into that big space at the end of the row. And once again, we are going to change color. So I'm going to grab my purple. Yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. So we're going to repeat that row 2 to our desired length. Let's do it again together. We're going to chain 2, turn our work, kind of give those little tails a yank to make sure everything looks good. Double crochet into the chain space. And now this time, we're going to double crochet into the center of those 3 doubles here. So I'm going to come down and grab the top 2 loops of that stitch, go around the chain space, pulling up a nice tall loop and completing the double crochet, and then back into the chain space for another double crochet. Lovely. Followed by a chain 1. Into the next space, double crochet, spike stitch. So grab the center of these 3 doubles down here, pull up a nice tall loop, and complete the double crochet. 1 more double into that chain space. So still working in 3 double crochet groups, just makes a difference where those stitches go. Double into the space, double into the center of those 3 doubles below, and then double into the space again. Chain 1. For this last space here, we put 2 double crochets. 1 and 2, and again, changing color. Now this time, since we've got all of our 3 colors attached, I'm just going to move these tails out the way, grab my blue yarn, and bring it up. Make sure you just bring it up gently, don't pull it too tightly, and it'll just float along the side here. So let's do 1 more row together. Chain 2 to start. Turn our work. Just kind of yank that down. Double into the space. Double into the middle stitch here. Working around that chain, pulling up a nice tall loop. And double into the space once more. Followed by a chain 1. Double into the space. Double into the middle stitch, tall loop, and double in the space again. Chain 1. Couple more times. Well, just 1 more time actually. Double in the space, double in the center stitch. So this one here, make sure you're grabbing both of those top loops, working around the chain, pulling up a tall loop, and then double in the space. Chain 1, 2 doubles in this last stitch here, 1 and 2. And at this point, you'll just repeat row 2 to your desired length. I think the stitch looks absolutely lovely in a really kind of like graphic chainette type yarn like this, but it also looks really pretty in a nice plied yarn like this. So have some fun with that one as well. And it can take some really good colors. I wasn't sure what I thought about this color scheme, I'm not gonna lie, but she doing all right. She doing something. I'm a fan. And for this last stitch, we're turning the granny on her side with the granny chevron. Here we go. Once you've made your chains for your granny chevron, we're going to start by placing 3 double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. So remember, this loop on the hook does not count as a stitch, so we're counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once again, I'm going to rotate to grab this back bump just because that's what I prefer, but you don't have to do it that way. So 3 double crochet go here. There's 2 and 3. Now we're going to skip the next 2 chains. So that's 1 and 2. Place 3 doubles in the following. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 2, place 3 doubles in the following. 1, 2, and 3. Next, we're going to skip 2, and then we're going to work 3 double crochet together over the next 3 stitches. So here's how we'll do that. So skip 2, yarn over the hook, pull up the loop in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull up a loop in the following stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop in the next stitch after that, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through all four of those loops to complete the double crochet 3 together. Now we're going to skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochet together over the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, pull up a loop in that next chain, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop in the following chain, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop in the chain after that. Yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. We have 2 double crochet 3 together, separated by 3 chains. Next, we're going to skip the next 2 chains and put 3 doubles in the following chain. There's 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next 2, 3 doubles in the following. There's 1, 2, and 3. So we just did a valley. Now it's time to do a peak. We're going to skip the next 2 chains and put 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and put 3 more double crochet in the following stitch, 1, 2, and 3. So that's what our peak looks like. 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. Next, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, 3 doubles in the following stitch, 1, 2, and 3. Skip 2, 1, 2, 3 doubles in the stitch after that. There's 1, here's 2, and 3. Now it's time to do another valley. Remember, first we have to skip 2, double crochet 3 together over the next 3 chains. There's 1, here's 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, skip 3 chains, and then double crochet 3 together over the next 3. There's 1, here's 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through all 3 of those. Skip 2, 3 doubles in the next chain, 1, and 2, and 3. One more. And then skip 2 again, 3 doubles in the following. There's 1, and 2, and 1 more makes 3. Now we're going to skip 2, and in our last chain right here, we're going to put 3 doubles. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, and then put 1 more double crochet in that same stitch. Now for my sample, I did change colors each row. I worked with 5 different colors and left them attached the whole time. But for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to work with this blue throughout. So let's move on to row 2. And this is just a row 2 repeat, so we'll repeat this next row for the remainder of our project. So we're going to start with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That counts as a double crochet plus a chain 1. Turn our work, and in this first space right here, we're going to put 3 doubles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now throughout this row and the remainder of the stitch pattern, you're going to hear me mention spaces. So spaces can be the space here between clusters, or it might be the space here, meaning the chain 2 space. It's whatever's most appropriate for where we are in the pattern. So now we're going to place 3 double crochet in the next space, which is the space between these 2 clusters. So 3 doubles go here, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll place 3 doubles in the next space as well. So just in that space right between the clusters. 1, 2, 1 more. and 3, just like that. So now we need to make a valley, and here's how we're going to do it. We need to do a double crochet 3 together, and here's where it's going to go. First, we're going to grab the 3rd stitch of this cluster here. Then we're going to grab the space between clusters. And finally, we're going to grab the top of the following cluster here. So let's do it. So double crochet 3 together, starting with the 3rd stitch of this cluster. So pull up a loop there, yarn over, pull through 2. Next, we're going to pull up a loop in the space between clusters. So right here. Perfect. And now we're going to pull up a loop in the actual double crochet 3 together from the previous row. Yarn over, pull through 2. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 of those. And now we're going to do another decrease, so another double crochet 3 together. Working first over this cluster here, so right in the top, this space. Then we'll work in the space between these clusters, and then we'll work in the 3rd stitch of this group right here. So yarn over, pull up a loop in this cluster first, pull through 2, pull up a loop in the space, pull through 2, and pull up a loop in the next stitch right there, and pull through 2. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. Now we're going to jump into the next space between clusters right here and put 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And 3 double crochet in the next space as well. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do our peak. And remember, the peak was 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Followed by a chain 2 and 3 more doubles into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, and 3. Now we'll find the space between the next 2 clusters. 3 doubles go there. 1, 2, 3. Space between the next 2 clusters. Ooh, get that out of the way. 1, 2, 3 doubles go there. Now we're back at a valley. So remember how we do our valley. We're going to grab this 3rd stitch of the group, the space, and the next cluster. Yarn over, pull up a loop in that stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop in the space. Yarn over, pull up a loop in this next cluster here. Yarn over, pull through all 4. Another decrease immediately following, starting with this cluster here, followed by this space right here. And lastly, we're going to do this stitch right here. Yarn over, pull through all 4. 3 doubles in this space. 1, 2, 3. 3 doubles in the following space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we've reached the end of the row. We're going to skip this cluster here and focus on this turning chain space. In that space, we're going to put 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3, followed by a chain 1, and then another double in that same space. Perfect. And that's how you end the row. So if we open this up a little bit, we can see our chevron starting to take place. Now, what you're going to find is when working into those chains, we kind of had these big spaces, but all you really need to do is just kind of give the yarn a yank, and those will start to fall into place. And once you steam block this or wet block this, whatever you prefer, it should even everything out. Okay, we're going to do one more row together. I just want to make sure you got it real good, okay? Here we go. So I'm inserting my hook. The row starts with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that counts as our first double crochet plus a chain 1. Into this first space right here, we're going to put 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. 3 doubles in the next space. And I tell you, with this stitch, the further you get away from that starting chain, the easier it is, the more fun it gets. The setup of a chevron is just never my favorite, but it's so worth it. It's so pretty. 3 doubles in the next space as well. 1, 2, and 3. Now we've got our decrease, okay? Let's think about where we're starting. We're gonna find the 3rd stitch of this group, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we'll find the space, so that space right under where we just pulled up a loop. We'll pull up a loop there, yarn over, pull through 2, and then into this cluster here. We're just grabbing these top 2 loops of that stitch. Oop, there we go. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Another decrease right after it. We're grabbing this cluster first, and then we're grabbing the space, and then we're grabbing the next stitch right here. Complete that. And now we're going to put 3 doubles in this next space. 1, 2, and 3. And 3 doubles in the following space. 1, 2, and 3. We've got an increase here. 3 doubles. 2, and 3. Oop. Got a little ahead of myself. There we go. Chain 2, 3 doubles in that same space. 2, and 3. That's what really makes a chevron, offsetting those peaks and valleys. Lovely. All right, let's finish up this row strong, okay? Into the next space, 3 doubles. You already know. You're probably blown past me by now. 3 doubles in that space, 3 doubles in the following space as well. So just working in that space between clusters. I don't necessarily like to put chain 1s there, but you can if you want to. So now we're ready for another decrease. First stitch is pulled up here. Next loop, we'll pull up here in the space. 3rd loop, we pull up in the cluster. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, followed by another decrease. So pull up a loop in the cluster first, pull up a loop in the space next, and finally pull up a loop in that following stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on the hook. Double in the next space. 1, 2, 3 doubles there. Get all this fabric out of the way. And then 3 doubles in the next space. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're ready to finish up now. We're going to skip this last cluster, and in this chain space here, we're going to put 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3, followed by a chain 1 and 1 more double. Beautiful. Let's back it on up like a U-Haul truck, okay? See all our gorgeous work. Oh, it's so pretty. As soon as I tried out this stitch, I was like, I need a blanket ASAP. Have a whole lot of fun with this. This feels like the kind of stitch that can really handle just about any yarn that you throw at it. I love it. It's gorgeous. I could go on and on about how much I love these crochet stitches, but now it's your turn. Which of these stitches is calling to you, and what would you make with it? Sound off in the comments. I always love reading your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, enjoy a few of these other videos, and don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!